Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. Today, we're back with some more LCS League of Legends off-season talk, the latest rumors, speculation, news, everything that is going on in the League of Legends esports scene. Today, we're going to be talking about Power of Evil and the Flyquest roster a little bit. Before we get into that one, I just want to mention real quick, we do a $25 RP giveaway going on. It's going to be taking place on Christmas Day. It's my little way of saying thank you guys so much for just the crazy numbers the channel's been doing lately. Hopefully, I can give back to you guys, show my appreciation, hopefully make somebody's Christmas Day extra special. But yeah, check out the first link in the description below if you're interested in that. With that being said, here we go, getting right into this one. So first up, we have this tweet from Jacob Wolf, who is an ESPN esports writer, reporter, whatever you want to call it. He said, Power of Evil has declined his player option, making him a free agent ahead of the 2021 season. A return to Flyquest is not off the table. Just because you decline a player option, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to leave. You can still resign to the team. You can do anything you want, but he would need to come with a new deal. Power of Evil will enter free agency November 16th at 7 p.m. Eastern. So that's pretty interesting. That is really big news that Power Evil is now officially a free agent. And as this guy says, potential reasons are that PoE thinks he can make more money on a new deal, and he's probably right. And what he means by that is, even if he thinks he wants to stay with Flyquest, opting out if you think you can make more money is always worth it, because then once you're a free agent, if Flyquest wants to bring you back, they're going to have to pay you more money if you're actually worth more money. If you're not worth more money, then you take the player option and you make more than you're worth. But if you're worth more than what they're about to pay you with your player option, then you decline it, and if you want to come back to your team, you still resign. So again, it doesn't necessarily mean he wants to leave Flyquest or anything like that. It just means he thinks he's worth more money than he's currently being paid. Flyquest can either pay that, or somebody else can, or he can take any offer that he wants. And then B, PoE doesn't think Flyquest are going to be able to build a championship team around him and wants to look elsewhere. He says his guess is more A than B, but maybe a little bit of B. We know Power of Evil for sure likes money. We know for sure money goes into his decision-making process. Obviously, when he left Europe and came to North America, he has played on some not-so-good teams in North America at times to get paid. But what I do respect about Power of Evil is, even though he goes after money, he is somebody who puts a ton of work in, tries very hard, and puts up results. There's a ton of people who come to North America and make a bunch of money and start like coasting, start chilling, their play starts to decline. Power of Evil is all about the money, but he earns it. He does deserve the huge contracts he's getting. He deserves the huge paychecks, and he continues to get better. He continues to make every team he's played on better, makes all the players around him look better. Power of Evil is a guy that any team would be lucky to have. But again, since Power of Evil is a free agent, it gets a lot of people thinking, where is he going to go? And obviously, with everything that's going on, my mind is going to first go to TSM. Because one, I'm a big TSM fan. Two, I'm a huge Power of Evil fan. And three, TSM's looking for a mid laner, Power of Evil's looking for a team. It makes so much sense. Also, again, we've talked about this week how TSM is building up all this money. They sold off Broken Blade, they sold off Lost, they might sell off Dokla. They're building up all this money to make giant offers to imports, whether it's Power of Evil, whether it's Perks, whether it's Chovy, whether it's Korean supports, whoever it's going to be, and even Licorice and Impact too. TSM's going to have a bunch of money to throw around. So if Power of Evil wants to play on a good team, wants to make a lot of money, that's going to be an option. Cloud9, if they don't want to go with Palafox, if they want to spend the money on PoE, that could be an option as well. But it does seem like Cloud9's pretty set with Palafox. Obviously, Team Liquid has Jensen. A couple of the other options for PoE would be Evil Geniuses and Golden Guardians. Evil Geniuses, it sounds like they might be going with Huni in the mid lane if he decides to role swap. But if Huni stays in the top lane, Evil Geniuses with a mid-young duo of Sven Skaren and PoE, that would be pretty disgusting. That'd be a pretty sick team. And then I think Golden Guardians with PoE would be so good. You have Closer, FBI, PoE. Like, man, that team starts to get really scary. That team starts to look really good all of a sudden. But I did really like this comment that somebody left on Twitter, that if Santorin and PoE leave, Ignar might be looking to get out as well, and then that would be exactly what TSM's looking for in a mid and support to both be coming in. So you could get a TSM team of like Licorice, Spica, PoE, DL, Ignar. That would be pretty crazy, and I think that actually fits everything that's going on pretty well. But obviously, that would mean Ignar would have to leave Flyquest as well. But again, if Santorin leaves and PoE leaves, you know, the rest of the players might be trying to get out of there as well, because suddenly that team starts to look not so good, depending on who they're able to sign. Now, if Flyquest is able to pick up like Licorice or somebody like that, then all of a sudden maybe they're able to talk PoE into staying. But my guess would be PoE's most likely going to leave Flyquest, because if they lose Santorin, they're going to struggle to replace him with a good North American jungler that's going to be able to keep them as like a top team, because there's not very many of those floating around at this point. Most of the good junglers are locked up, so it would be pretty crazy. But PoE all of a sudden becomes one of the biggest free agents in the world. He's going to demand an absolutely massive contract, and whatever team he's going to end up on is going to be a very, very huge deal, because again, he is a huge... He's just a huge player in the scene. He's very, very good. He's very talented. He works well with teams. He's just won everywhere he's went. He's been super, super good. He's been so influential. And I think he's one of the best mid laners in North America. And I think he would be fine in the LEC. He'd be fine in NA. He could dominate anywhere. So this story is going to be very, very interesting to watch. Again, we don't really have too much rumors and speculation or anything, but I'm just kind of thinking in my head what teams would make sense. What would he be considering? I think TSM and Golden Guardians would make the most sense for him. But Evil Geniuses would definitely be interesting as well. But that's pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below. Where do you think Powerofevil is going to go, or where do you think he should go? What do you think would be a good team for Powerofevil? What team do you think should be trying to get him? I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions, because maybe there's something that I'm missing. Subscribe to update on the latest content. Check me out at Twitch over at twitch.tv/I_am_germ. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.